Looking to increase your engagement on your Instagram Reels by 400%? Today I'm going to share with you 9 tips that can help you do just that. The power of short form video continues to be something that as real estate agents we need to continue to develop in our business. I'm going to share with you today 9 tips that I've found and things that we're trying and we're utilizing with most agents that helps them increase their engagement dramatically. These are things that if you'll do these things, I know it's going to help your engagement go through the roof. So I'm going to break this down into a couple of different areas. First off, I'm going to talk about we need to catch the eye of the person who's actually going to watch the video. The second thing we need to do is we need to catch the algorithm or Instagram's attention so that it'll put it in front of more people that are our ideal clients. So how do we do that? I'm going to start actually with what we do first off to capture the attention of those viewers, because we're going to talk in just a second about how we're going to get in front of them. The first thing is this: we want to have a solid thumbnail. Now, you may be thinking, well, with Instagram Reels, they just start the video and basically that's the thumbnail. But you have to understand that the grid where people, if they come and they look at your actual Instagram feed, they're going to see these Reels and they're going to see that first portion. Now, they may not be able to immediately be able to see exactly what that looks like, but what are you going to do to capture their attention so that they do? There's a little trick here. What you want to do is you want to utilize Canva, or you want to use something that you're going to actually put together, just a 1-second little piece right at the front that's going to be your actual thumbnail. So when you put this video together, whether you're using CapCut or whether you're using something else that you're piecing this together, you're going to actually put that one little photo right at the beginning, and that gives you the ability to have a thumbnail that's going to be click-worthy. Now, what does click-worthy look like? How do you capture their attention? You want something that has a photo. People's pictures actually does work better than just putting text up there. You're also going to have big bold letters. You're going to have to make a claim on this. So let's say that you're talking about you're showing your new house that you've just listed, and you're going to have to highlight in this video something about the kitchen. You won't believe this kitchen. Whatever it is, you want to have that title on that thumbnail so that it encourages them to go ahead and click through. If they aren't enticed or they aren't curious about what's behind that thumbnail, odds are they're not going to click through. The second way we're going to capture their attention is we're going to have a strong hook. So in the first couple of seconds, literally we've got just a couple of seconds to capture their attention, we want to say something that's going to make them want to stick around or making them want to see that. A couple of key words here. Some of the studies were done and it said that if you'll start a video with you, in other words, you're speaking directly to them, you won't believe this kitchen you're about to see, or you won't believe the views from this back porch, or whatever it is that you're doing. You want to capture their attention in a way that keeps them focused in on whatever is happening in the rest of the video. If you don't capture their attention at the beginning, odds are they're just going to continue. They're going to look real quick and then they're going to move on. What we want to do is we want to continue to keep them on this video. The longer they are engaged on this video, the more Instagram is going to see that this is a video that people are actually wanting to watch. The longer the engagement stays on that video percentage-wise and the length of time, the more likely you are to have Instagram show it to more of your ideal clients. Number 3 is to have good lighting at the beginning of the video. You want to make sure that when you're shooting this video, you're either facing towards a window or you're facing towards the sunlight. You won't want shadows on your face. You want to have good lighting at the beginning. The studies were done and it showed that when you have good lighting at the beginning, it's inviting, it brings people in. Again, once we get them to click through on that thumbnail, once we get them to see the video and they have that good lighting that captures them and they have that hook that captures them, now we've got the opportunity to really give them some meat that's going to keep them around and add value to them. All right, next we're going to shift actually to what is it that we do to actually capture the attention of Instagram, the algorithm that's going to put it in front of our ideal client. So a couple things we're going to do here. Number 1 is we're going to utilize trending music. One of the things about trending music is that you're absolutely putting yourself in a position where Instagram is going to utilize that trending music, because people will search by the music, they'll search by the background, they'll do those certain things. You don't even have to necessarily have that live on there, but what you can do is you can have it muted out. So what you'll see here is this is where you would go into Instagram, you would actually click on this button, you would actually go down, and then you can adjust the amount of volume that you have on your voice as well as the trending music. So if the trending music doesn't even fit, you can absolutely just take that down to 0, and you're still going to have that as a part of what Instagram will see, but it gives you the ability to actually be grouped with those groups as far as the type of music. Now, how do you find these trending music? A couple things. I've utilized this when I'm flipping through Instagram. If I hear a sound that I begin to hear a few times, if you see the little up arrow, that is indicating that this is a trending background sound or music or whatever it is. Also, when you go in and you're clicking on and you're adding the music to your reel, you absolutely will will have suggestions below, and some of those will show you as trending music, and you'll see that arrow again that gives you the understanding. You see, what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to make sure that we put our video in the position to have the most eyes. So if people are searching by the music, or if Instagram is pushing a certain sound or music, then we want to make sure that we're getting in the water, so to speak, so that we can catch that wave. The next way we're going to get Instagram's attention for your video is that we're going to utilize the description area. Now, just this year, Instagram came in and they changed it where absolutely they've been lengthened it to 2,300 words that you can actually utilize as far as your description. Now, what they've done is they've seen a shift here. It used to be that everything was focused in on hashtags, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. But now what's happened is Instagram is becoming more like Google or YouTube, where it is absolutely listening to what you say in the video. It's also looking at your description. And the reason they're doing that is it helps them understand what this video is about. So take advantage of the characters you have and the words that you have that you can put in there to make sure that it is talking specifically to who the ideal client is. Tell it as much as you can about what this video is about. One thing we're seeing also is that some people are doing is they're using 7 to 8 second type videos where basically they're having the caption pop up and it'll say something along these lines. If you're looking for 5 reasons people love living in this neighborhood, check the description below. Now here's what happens is when you go in and you fill that out on that description, every time that reel rolls around, every 7 seconds that it resets and it starts the reel again, that's a view. So that gives you multiple views from one person. Again, we talked about what is the percentage time people are watching. If your average length of time that someone's watching your video is 200, 300, 400%, I promise you that's going to get Instagram's attention. And the reason why that it just stays going that long is when they put the description and they start reading the description, it takes more than the 7 seconds. And so as they're reading that longer description, it's telling Instagram what this video is about. It's also giving them the opportunity in this reel to understand that people are watching and engaging with this reel. Always utilize a call to action if you're going to do a longer description, because what that does is it says, share with me what I missed in the comments below. More comments, more likes, more of those people that are engaging with this is absolutely going to help as well. The sixth way to capture the attention of the ideal client is to utilize the location portion. When you're absolutely loading this up, it's going to ask you if you want to fill in a location. Now, there's a couple of things that you need to understand here. If you're looking at this and you're wanting to ideally be in your city, letting people see a house that's in your city, you're going to put your city or wherever your location is, whatever that looks like for you. You want to make sure that you're utilizing this, because then it's going to take a geographic area and it's going to push that out specifically to people in that area first. The second thing is to utilize this if you have an ideal client moving from a destination. I'll give you an example. We had Joey Kaz on our team. He actually went in and we knew that we were having spring break coming up from Atlanta. He went and basically started the video with, "Hey, Atlanta Spring Breaker." He started it with identifying who it was, immediately capturing them with the voice. But what he also did is on his location, he went and he dropped the pin, so to speak, of where he was doing this at in Atlanta, even though he was at the beach. What it did is then it began to be promoted out to people in the Atlanta metro area. So do you have an area where you're specifically targeting people that are coming to your area? Maybe it's someone that is a relocation group that's coming to your area, or maybe it's a specific strategy where you see certain people moving from one area to the other. If you're in that receiving area, make sure that you're locating and dropping pins every so often in your videos in those ideal locations where your clients will be coming from. Number 7 is use hashtags. Now, we've seen this kind of diminish a little bit over time, but it is still absolutely effective, because what it does is it gives people the opportunity to search for certain things, and by looking at that hashtag, they'll see the posts that are up that are in the area that you're focusing on. So let's, for instance, use it this way. If you're showing a house and you wanted to show a house, and I'm going to use Santa Rosa Beach where we are, and you wanted to do something as far as the hashtags, what can you do? You would want to go in and you would want to put Santa Rosa, hashtag Santa Rosa homes for sale. Or you may want to put hashtag Santa Rosa Beach homes for sale. Or you may want to put 30A homes for sale. Whatever it is for your location, make sure you're utilizing those hashtags to be able to find and identify the exact person that might be searching for that very thing. Whatever that looks like for you, think about who it is, what they might search for. Go in and type in that hashtag, look and see what the other content that's in there, see if it's a match with what you've got. And by doing this and adding these hashtags, it absolutely gives you the opportunity to broaden the people that you're going to reach with this video and this reel that ultimately will broaden your business. The 8th tip is to share it on your story as well. This gives you the ability to actually, there's certain people, like certain times when I'm going in, and I'm not going to just look at what's going on real-wise. I'm just going to look at people's stories. So as I'm scrolling through the stories, if I see something that is a little interesting and it cuts off, or maybe it's a little bit more detailed, then odds are I'm going to go look for that on the person's actual feed. So what is it that you're doing with this? Taking a portion of this, posting it up on your story, making sure that you're getting maximum exposure for your reel will absolutely increase your engagement. The 9th tip is to post consistently. One thing that we are seeing is obviously the more you post, and as we've seen this shift where Instagram is becoming now more of a search portal, I guess you could say, where they're utilizing the description, they're utilizing the videos. The more videos that you put out, the more reels that you put out, the more stories that you put out, the more that you do on Instagram, the easier it is for Instagram to understand who it is that you are ideally trying to engage with, and the more it is easy, the easier it is for them to actually put your content in front of them. So what does your consistency look like? It could be different for everyone. It could be 1 post per day. It could be 2 posts per day. It could be 1 per week. It could be 3 per week. Whatever it is, consistency is key. The more you do and the more consistently you do this, the better Instagram is going to have an understanding of who you are and who your ideal client is. I hope these have been helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.